Hey YouTube, it's Morgan, aka the Mountaineer. I'm sitting here at the parking lot in Kanawha State Forest, and I've actually already done my hike. Today I came down here for the second time and did Pigeon Roost Trail and Rocky Ridge Trail. Parked here. This time I did it the opposite direction that I did before. I did the road hike, Pigeon Roost and Rocky Ridge, and up here on the ridge I stopped, and it was extremely windy, so I didn't feel comfortable trying to make coffee up there. I did smoke my pipe. It was difficult getting it lit. Luckily it stayed lit, but I think because I was puffing on it and it was cold, and with the wind blowing in it, I think it only took about 15-16 minutes to smoke a bowl of Carter Hall. But anyhow, so there's not really very much discussion in it, at least, normal discussion when I'm sitting there. But still a very pretty day, and an enjoyable hike. At least I got my pipe in. A little disappointed I didn't get to make coffee, but I'm gonna head out. I think hit McDonald's when I get into town and get a cup of coffee there. Won't be the same, but maybe my next hike I'll plan ahead, and if it's windy I'll try to plan a hike that there's a good spot down in the valley instead of on a ridge. But anyhow, I'm going to not actually, but in the video, I'm going to hit the trail. Well, I'm done the road section. There's a trailhead for Black Bear mountain bike trail. I'll have to look that up. Might be a good one to go on sometime. But this is the one I'm looking for. Pigeon Roost Trail to Rocky Ridge Trail. You can see red circular blazes, and then Rocky Ridge is it's not colored very well on there, but it's a blue square. But I'll be heading uphill. If I recall, there's a stream be paralleling and maybe crossing a couple times, so I better get to it. Looks like it's maybe going to be a relatively sunny trek. A little bit of clouds. The sky's blue. Oh, so far up the trail, steep a little bit at the beginning of Pigeon Roost, but it's been relatively flat since then. But now I have this curve, and it's going to start going uphill. Ooh, just came, trail ran along there, went down across the creek bed, just came up, had to go under that thing, that big one, and then go between those, that limb and that trunk right there. Had to not fully take off my pack, but unsling it off my right shoulder to fit through there. Ooh, and a little bit of that coming up from the creek bed was pretty rough because it's kind of steep, and not only were there leaves on the ground, but they were covering up acorns down on the ground, so my feet wanted to go out from under me a couple times there. So let's see what the rest of this trail is going to be like. Whew. I just came up that hill, and it was a doozy. So you can see here's the sign or signpost. Now I'm supposed to go out that way, and here the first time I did it is where I got screwed up. You can see the blaze on that tree is plastic. It's new, fairly certain it wasn't there before. I think all those plastic blazes are, but in the distance on that tree you can see a blaze. So I went out that way, and that's where I found that gravel road and I think natural gas apparatus, and that's where I stopped before. But you can see those ridge lines out there, see the mountains, the shadows. Right as I got up to the top here, I think it was sleeting on me for about a second. I don't think it was snow, but kind of interesting first winter weather of the year. But I think I'm gonna keep on going out here, get to the actual rocky ridge portion of the trail, and at the top there, before it starts going downhill back to the road in the parking lot, I think that's where I'm gonna stop and have my pipe and coffee. Just walking along the ridge line here, and it is beautiful. I mean, you can see the two ridges on either side, socked in with a lot of greenbrier. A couple places it's sticking out, so you got to watch out it doesn't grab me. But it's, once you get up top, it's a lot of work getting up here from either end of the trail, but it is very pretty, especially now with the leaves down, when you can see a whole lot further. Well guys, I'm at the point and trying to figure out how to get set up. It's very windy. I'm going to show you real quick what I was excited to show you guys, but don't feel as if I can keep it going. Zoom down here and check it out. Portable campfire. That's you can see that wind whipping around. There are no leaves right by this, but I'm gonna show it to you, explain it, and then put it out. It's a tiny Danish butter cookie tin from the Dollar Tree, rolled up cardboard stuffed in there. Kind of looks a little bit like the end grain of logs, the rings from logs. And then I took I went to the Dollar Tree. They didn't have any regular petroleum jelly, and I looked at their knockoff version of Vapor Rub, and I thought, well, that thing I think is pretty much petroleum jelly. So I got that and a bunch of $1 prayer candles, and this is 2 prayer candles and about 2 ounces of the Vapor Rub. I think next time when I do this with the bigger one, with the bigger regular sized tin, I'm gonna skip the petroleum jelly. But yeah, it's a pretty neat little thing. You can kind of see my foot for reference. It's not very big, maybe 5 inches in diameter. I have the lid there ready to snuff it out, and I made a Reflectix cozy to my plan was to let it go for about 10 or 20 minutes. I mean, it feels good. This is actually warming me up. It is chilly out here, but snuff it out, take the lid back off to let it stay open, get that wind going across it, cool it off, and hopefully solidify it. And then if it's still warm, I'll slide it, you know, I'll put it in the koozie, and that'll at least protect the contents of my pack. It won't obviously help the whole cooling off thing, but yeah, I'm very pleased with how this thing turned out. I think that you know, I can just basically melt more wax and pour it on top. I think as long as I don't let that cardboard get too burnt up. It's black. You can see a couple, I can see a couple white edges. I don't know if you guys can make it out, but as long as I think you don't get too much of the white there where it's totally burnt up, this thing can be reused again and again. And like I say, my plan is to make another bigger one, but I'm gonna put this thing out, get it cooling off, and try to set up my stove, get my phone set up, my pipe out, and attempt to record video and make some coffee. Well guys, I know this probably looks ridiculous holding up this cookie tin lid. Hopefully it's blocking the wind enough that you can understand me and it's not annoying, but smoking a cob I got from one of Brian Doran's Christmas contests, and in it I'm smoking Carter Hall. Probably the quickest I've ever smoked a bowl of tobacco. I don't know if I've been puffing on it pretty hard, but I don't think this wind is slowing the burn rate down any. I'm about to the bottom of the bowl. When I get done, I'm going to pack up and head down the mountain. It's just too windy for me to try to make coffee. It seems to be getting worse. I have this fleece on. I have my little blaze orange vest on under it. I just pulled it over top of it. I have my Lunning Society t-shirt on it under that, and under all that I have this Capeline long underwear, so I don't feel too cold. It's just my hands, even with these aren't like warm gloves. These are roofing gloves to keep from the adhesive from getting in from the metal roofing to cut you. It's ASTM ANSI cut level A4, whatever that means. I'm holding my lighter to try to keep it warm. Had a fun time getting it lit. I think it's almost done. Little bit of a break. I do think it was spitting some sleet, but watch to the end of the video. Watch after my little mountaineer drawing. I put a blooper in there you might enjoy. Anyway guys, I'm gonna finish this up, pack up, head down. Well, within just a couple of minutes, I'm down far enough to see the road. Now the trail goes down along there, down that way, and then wraps to the right around this mountain for a little bit. But it's a whole lot calmer down here. I don't know if it's still windy up top. It sounds fairly quiet. I can hear a little wind. But I was thinking about it when I was first setting out on walking, and realized that this was the trail that I saw that snake on that time. And I think it's just right down here, maybe somewhere around this. You can see that fallen tree with the moss on it. I'm going to keep on hiking. Should be back to the car before too long. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Oh. Oh.